And we are live. Alright, good morning everybody. It is Thursday, March 19th. So 3/19/2020. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of rest. But at the same time, I'm glad for those of you who are still doing work, because this will go in the grade book and it will affect and help and make your grade great for those kids who are doing the homework. Think about this. It's going to go in the grade book under tests. You're all going to get like a great grade on a test grade. So awesome. Those kids who are not doing their homework, let them know that this is going to affect their grade. Anyway, so not a vacation, really a school day, but let's go ahead first of all. And I want to show you yesterday's answers. And again, no work, no credit. You have to show your work. So here are the answers I had from yesterday, 10 to 19 all. And again, if you just want to take a look at that, there they are. Today, and again, you must have work. These are my answers. If you're going to do these, you have to have work to get credit. Okay, now, as far as today, we're going to do some different things. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding how to do problems, please text me, and I can even do a video on how to do certain problems. I'm happy to do that. I can call it something else. Okay, so put it on YouTube as like, showing problems or something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at today's lesson. So today's lesson is going to be called, the book likes to call it Elimination Method, and I'll show you why it's called the Elimination Method. It works with certain problems. Certain problems are set up just really nicely. So let's look at example 1. I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 examples I want to show you today. Okay, example 1. If I had a 3x minus y equals 6 and a 3x plus y equals 0. Okay, same types of problems that we've been doing. The difference here is that there's another way to solve this. Okay, you don't need to graph it. You don't need to use substitution. If the variables are nicely lined up, x's, y's, equal signs, and the numbers, then we're going to do a thing called elimination. Well, this is a very unique problem because when I take a look at these two, if I were to add both equations, I'm just going to add straight down, right? Then what I'm going to notice, because of the uniqueness of this problem, is that I've got a negative y and a positive y. Okay, these are special problems. So if I were to add straight down, the y's would cancel. I've got a negative y and a positive y. So if I were to add straight down, I would get 3x plus 3x is a 6x. Negative y plus y is no y, is just gone. They just cancel each other. And then I get 6 plus 0 is 6. Okay, so now solving for x is really easy. So now I'm going to divide by 6, x equals 1. Awesome. So we know that every answer has some x and y answers, so we need two parts. So my x answer is 1 something. To get my y, I am going to substitute. So what I can do is put my y, this y equals, x, that x equals 1, and I could put it either into this first equation or I could put it into the second equation. It does not matter. It looks like it's easier to put into this one because there's no negative. So I'm going to put the 1 in for y. So let me rewrite this second equation, and I'm going to rewrite this 3x, this equation 2, plus y equals 0. And since I know the value of x is 1, I'm going to plug my 1 right here in for x. Okay, so I'll rewrite this as a 3 times a 1 plus a y equals 0. So just plugged in my 1 because that's the value of x, in for x. 3 times 1 is 3 plus y equals 0. Solve for y. I'll go minus 3 of y equals negative 3. I'm going to plug that back in for my y value, and there's my answer. So now we have 3 ways to do things. One is we could graph it, which would work. Graph both lines. We could use substitution, which is what we've done the last couple of days. And today we can do what we call the addition or the elimination method. Okay. Now, I'm turn the page and look at the next one. Okay. So again, I said I had 4 problems. Okay. So in example number 2, I'm going to have a 2x plus y equals 7. And the second equation is x plus 5y equals 17. Now, it's called the elimination method, but I also like to call it the multiplication addition method. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it the multiplication addition method. And I'll show you why. So if I take a look again, x's are lined up, y's are lined up, equal signs, numbers, everything's lined up, except if we were to add straight down, nothing would disappear. There's no elimination. So what I'm going to do is multiply. I could either multiply this equation by -2. Now why would we want -2? Because 2x and a -2x, 2x and a -2x would just disappear. I can multiply this equation by a -5. -5, I'd have a -5y and a positive 5y. If I add those, they would disappear. So it doesn't really matter, honestly. I'll just probably do the easiest. I'm going to multiply equation 2. Equation 2, I'm going to multiply by a -2. Okay, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get a -2x, I'm going to get a -10y, and I'm going to get a -34. So let's do that, okay? So equation 1, I'm going to keep the same. Equation 1, I'm going to leave as 2x plus y equals 7. But equation 2, I'm going to rewrite equation 2 as a -2x minus 10y equals a -34. Okay? Now, I call it the multiplication addition method because now if I were to add the two, they would cancel out the x's. Okay? So the whole point is to make them opposite. Either make the x's opposite or make the y's opposite so they will cancel out when I add them. So add, x's are gone, boom, boom. I've got a 1y and a -10y makes a -9y. I've got a 7 and a -34. What's that? -34 plus 7. -27. I'm going to add those two together. Divide by -9, divide by -9, and y is equal to a positive 3. Okay? Alright, now, so far so good. And I know my answer is some x comma y. So my y value is 3. I put that right there. My x value I don't know yet, but I can find that out. So since y is 3, I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to put it either in my first equation or my second equation. It looks easier to put my first equation, doesn't it? It doesn't really matter. You can put the y here, you can put the 3 here, or the 3 here, but I think I'll put it here because it looks easier. So I'm going to take a 3 and put it right there. So let me rewrite equation 1. So equation 1 is a 2x plus a y equals 7, but instead of writing my y, I know what y is. Y is 3. So I'll rewrite this as a 2x plus 3 equals 7, because I rewrote what y is equal to. And then I'll solve. I'll go -3, -3. Out of 2x equals 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 2. Alright, so I have my answer. 2, 3. So in this case, again, I had to make opposites. Either cancel out the x's or cancel the y's, and so I chose to cancel out the x's, and I got both answers. Okay. All right. Let me turn the page. Look at example 3. 4 examples for us. Example 3. Okay. So example 3 is a 4x plus a 3y equals 14, and I have a 2y equals 6 plus 4x. Alright, here's the problem. I need to line them up. X's with x's, y's with y's, equal signs with equal signs, and numbers with numbers. So I'm going to have to move some things around. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the 4x all the way to here. And the reason I want to move it all the way to here is because that will put it right in front of the y. So if to bring the 4x over, I'm just going to go ahead and subtract 4x from equation 2. Not equation 1. Minus 4x minus 4x. And then I'm going to rewrite equation 2. So equation 1 is still 4x plus 3y equals 14. But I move some things around because I have to line things up. So I brought over my 4x on equation 2. It's minus 4x. And then I still have a plus 2y. Here's my equal sign and my 6. So I brought my 4x all the way over so I can line them up. Then 2y equals 6. Now it's pretty easy. Oh, I like this one. You know why I like this one? Because it's 4x and negative 4x. So I'm just going to, I don't need to multiply. I'm just going to add them straight down. And I'm going to get it to cancel. Okay, so here we go. 4x minus 4x is nothing. Gone. Out of there. And then I've got a 3y plus 2y makes a 5y. 14 plus 6 is 20. Okay, I'm going to solve. I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. I get y equals 4. Awesome. And my answer is some xy. So I'm going to have a something 4 because every point is an xy value. So there's my 4. And I need my corresponding x value. So now here's what I'm going to do. I've got my y equals 4. So I could put it here or here. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Probably that looks like the easiest, doesn't it? Probably right there. So let me rewrite equation 2. It was a 2y equals a 6 plus a 4x. Okay. You're right though. Somebody might be thinking, hey, I could put my y here, or I could put it here, or here. I could put it anywhere because it's a y value. There. I could put my 4 there, my 4 there, my 4 there, or my 4 there. I just picked whichever one seemed easiest to me. Okay. All right. So let's solve. Let's put the 4 in. Goes right in there. So I'm going to go, okay, 2 times 4 equals 6 plus 4x. Okay. 2 times 4 is 8 equals 6 plus 4x. Minus 6 minus 6. 2 equals 4x. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 2 divided by 4 is not 2, it's 1/2 equals x. So put my 1/2 right in there. Okay. Alright, so in this case, I needed to move things around to line them up. Once they were lined up, x's, y's equals numbers. I could then do my elimination. Okay, I've got one last example. Let's look at example 4. Okay, turn to the page. Example 4. Alright, example 4. Let's take a look at that. Alright, example 4. So example 4 is different because we're going to have to do more multiplication. So I've got an 8x plus a 4y equals 12 and a 7x plus a 3y equals 10. Okay, so here's what I'm going to look at. Right now, nothing will eliminate. I have to make them opposites. I either have to make the x's opposite or the y's opposite. But y's have small numbers. Here's what I want to do. I want to make, between these two, I need to make a negative 12y. Because if I can multiply this by 3, multiply this one by a negative 4, I'll get a 12y and a negative 12y. They'd cancel. So here's what I'm going to do. Equation 1. I'm going to multiply all of the equation by a 3. The reason I'm going to multiply by 3 because I'll get a 12y. Okay. Multiply equation 2 by a negative 4. Let's see how that's going to help. Okay. So I need to make 12y's and I need to make them cancel. So that's going to give me a 12y. 3 times 4 is 12. And that's going to give me a negative 12y. Okay. Negative 4 times 3 is a negative 4. Okay. So let's rewrite equation 1 and rewrite equation 2. Okay. Equation 1, multiplying the 3 all the way through. So I will have, multiplying the 3 all the way through, I'll have a 24x plus a 12y equals 36. So equation 1 has just been multiplied through by 3. Equation 2, let's multiply everything through by negative 4. So I'll get a negative 28 x minus 12y equals negative 40. Okay, so what I've done is I've set myself up because now I got a 12y and a negative 12y. They will cancel when I add them. So now I can do this addition. Remember, I like to call this process the multiplication addition method. Okay, so let's do it. negative 4x, boom, gone, right? Equals negative 4. Cool. It's going to be easy to solve for. Divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, x equals positive 1. Okay, so I have one of the answers. I have my x value of 1, comma, and then I need a y value. So I can take my x equals 1, and I can plug it either into the first equation here or the second equation here. It does not matter, either here or here. I like equation 2 because it's a little bit smaller. So let me rewrite equation 2. I'm going to put 7x plus a 3y equals 10. So x is 1. I'm going to put my 1 right in there for x. So I'm going to rewrite equation 2 is 7 times, I plug in 1 because that's what x equals 1, plus 3y equals 10. I can get a 7 plus a 3y equals 10. Minus 7 minus 7. 3y equals 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3, y equals 1. Alright, there's my answer, 1, 1. Okay, so now, great job to everybody. Today's homework is in the next section. So I'll show you. We're going to go section 5.3. I'll show you exactly what I want. So let's go to section 5.3. 5.3. Here it is. So in section 5.3, I'd like you to do 2 to 18 even. So as you go through here, some of them are really easy, like number 2. Already cancel. Number 4, number 6, 8. You're gonna have to rewrite things and move things over. In fact, this might be the exact same problem we did in example 3. Bring over the 4x. Okay. 10. I'd multiply probably this one by negative 2 or this one by negative 2. 12. I would probably multiply this one by a negative 3. Help you out. 14, gosh, I would probably multiply this one by a 4 and multiply this one by a negative 3 because I'd make a negative 12x and a positive 12x. 16, I'd probably multiply this one, the second one, by 2 because it'd be a 4x and a negative 4x. 8, I think let's see, 18, probably multiply this one by a 2 and this one by a 3 because I would make a negative 6x and a positive 6x. Okay, good luck with that, and hopefully you guys are working on this because it will benefit your grade a lot.